morning, everybody. Just turning my my background music down a bit because I always feel like it seems a bit loud. But I think it's loud on my side, not on your side. Good morning from Cape Town. A cold, wet, and very, very wet Cape Town this morning. Whew, super cold. How are you all this morning? If you sorry, I'm just I always like to make sure everything's running properly before I get going. What's going on? Yeah. Sometimes I need to go in there. Okay, there we go. Okay. Can you see me okay? Can you move this camera? See me this way. Hi. Sure, I've been fiddling with the camera and oh, no. Now I'm looking at it on the big screen and it's not looking right. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly, it seems like it's too bright. So now help it out. I wonder if we can do that. See if that works. No, it's not working. But I think that might be better. I just want you to be able to see clearly, but also at the same time, obviously, yeah, I think that's going to be better. Sorry, guys. I can only sometimes see these things once I'm actually live. Make sure you say how's it to me in the chat. And yeah, and say hello. Please say chatty. I like chatting. Today is about chatting. Have a chat to me. So what's happening today? Today is I'm doing all things that are Father's Day, and I'm going to do 4 or 5 different kinds of treats. Some are already half prepared, and yeah, so we're just gonna do a few different treats and stuff like that. I may or may not use all of them for Father's Day on my website as my product listing. Who knows? Also, what we're doing is I'm hoping for some extra follows. So subscribe and like and share and comment. Make some comments. Chat or make some comments in if you're on for a little bit and you live in the area, and you comment and you chat to me, you might have some treats coming your way. But you need to be subscribed and chatting to me and watching for a bit. Anyway, guys, let's get started. So what we're going to do first up, so I'm going to tell you what we're going to be making. So I'm going to be making some butter cookies that I used to make as a kid, and they're super delicious, and actually I haven't made them in a while. My hubby and my daughter love them, but I haven't made them in a while. It's a really, really large batch. So yeah, I'm going to make some of those, and I'm going to be making some chocolate cookie truffles, and we're going to be decorating some cupcakes. I've already made the cupcakes. I'm just going to decorate them to see if I'm happy with the way I should decorate them. And then we're going to be making some sugar cookies. Oh, not sugar cookie, but we're going to be making cookie sticks that will be iced and decorated. And I've just realized I have no idea what I'm going to decorate them. So one thing I haven't prepared. That is terrible. I've prepared everything else. I just realized that the sugar cookie sticks are about they're about 10 centimeters long, about 4 or 5 centimeters wide. It just depends, because obviously it'll expand in the oven, and then it's iced with royal icing. And the idea is obviously to do some I just realized that I haven't, is to do some, like, you know, Father's Day stuff, decorated with some Father's Day stuff. I'm not wanting to, so the cupcakes, I'm going to do some edible prints, but I don't really want to do edible prints on the cookies with the royal icing. So I'll be winging that on the spur of the moment. I might have to have a look for something where we can, you know, like put Happy Father's Day, or yeah, like kind of just use some of the stuff that I've got and just do it in royal icing kind of thing. We'll see. We'll see what we do. That's the whole point of today. Today is about trying out new things, deciding where we're going to go with the Father's Day treats. I did this with Valentine's Day, I did it with Easter, I did it with Mother's Day as well, where I was trying out different things, and then from there we decided which one would work out better. So that's basically what we're going to be doing, trying all the different treats, seeing what treats will work and how I'll be decorating them, and then deciding what will work out better, what won't. So that's my whole process today, and then I'll do a product sheet for which of the ones that I am happy with, and then then I'll be launching the Father's Day stuff next week. And then the other thing that I'm going to try out, comment if you think it's a good idea. So you know, you get these chocolate bombs, these hot chocolate bombs that they're making. So basically it's a chocolate casing, but it's quite big. They're not small, they're quite large, and inside them has got hot chocolate, marshmallow sprinkles, and I feel like that kind of stuff is very much more for kids and stuff. You do get ones, you can actually get them on my website, some that you can get different flavors, like chai and I don't think it's a coffee flavored, but there's a chai, and there's a mint flavored, and there's 6 different flavors that you can. But it's basically hot chocolate though. It's not coffee or anything. And I feel like dads might like. My husband likes hot chocolate, but he loves his coffee as well. So I thought that we would do some chocolate coffee drops that you could put in your coffee, for you know. So I'm gonna try them out with this cute little mold with faces on them. So that's gonna be cool. So basically we're gonna make a full circle, and I'm making them very, very simple. I'm not going all out with sprinkles and that, because I don't think that'll be very nice in coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker myself, but I think possibly, so what I'm going to do is put like a teaspoon of coffee, so that each one will hold a teaspoon of coffee in here. So I'm going to call them chocolate coffee drops or something to that effect. And and then you'll be able to possibly, if they turn out quite well, that's why I want them small. So I want them enough to actually, there'll be one, or you can put 2 in. So if you're a person that likes two teaspoons of coffee, then you'll put 2 coffee drops in. But if you want one teaspoon of coffee, then you just put 1 in, and then you'll have a little bit of a coffee flavored, chocolate flavored, like light chocolate flavored, so that it's not just feeling like it's hot chocolate. I thought that might actually be an idea. So I'm going to try that out today, and then obviously maybe we'll see how many we can get in a bag. So we'll probably land up doing, and I'll try and make it with today I'm stealing my husband's coffee, and and obviously going forward I'll try and use the good coffee as well. You don't want yucky coffee. I say this not knowing the difference between coffees. Sorry, I have my husband to advise me, and he's a coffee nut. So So we're going to try that out as well. Okay, so in the meantime, I have already started melting chocolate because I'm going to be using chocolate for a lot of things. A few things. I'm going to be using them for the coffee bombs, the coffee drops. Should we call them coffee drops, not coffee bombs? Because yeah, then we don't want to confuse them with the hot chocolate bombs. And also they're small, so then you'll get quite a few in a bag, you know, maybe like 10 in a bag kind of thing. So I've already started melting the chocolate because I'm going to be using chocolate for that. And then also I've decided it'll be a good idea to my chocolate cookie truffles, I'm going to dip them in chocolate as well, because I'm going to be putting, because you'll have like say 5 or 6 in a bag. I think dipping them in chocolate will just help them so that they preserve longer, as opposed to getting crushed and stuff like that. I don't want them getting crushed and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to do. But first thing, what we're going to do today is we're going to make the cookies, because the cookies need to be baked, and I need to you know, cut them and all the rest of it. So we're going to start with the cookies. It's butter cookies, and well, I think it's butter cookies. I'm going to say they're butter cookies because it's made mainly with butter and flour and sugar and all that kind of stuff. But it's yeah, they're nice and sturdy. So the reason why I'm going to use the same recipe for the cookie sticks instead of sugar cookies is that this cookie dough is better for dipping in your coffee or your tea. So that's why I want to do I keep calling them sugar cookie sticks because that's what everyone's been doing. They've been doing sugar cookie sticks. I did sugar cookie sticks for Valentine's Day, and what I found is that the sugar cookies actually melted far too quickly in your tea or something, and literally as you were dipping them, it was falling apart. So I know for a fact, because I grew up with this recipe, this particular recipe, it's going to be a lot sturdier and stuff, and it's definitely more of a dipping in your tea or coffee or hot chocolate cookie. So that's why I'm going to use that for the cookie sticks, as well as obviously, so it will be the same recipe for both kinds of, but that's why I'm going to decide which one to go with. I'm not 100% sure, a bag of cookies or a bag of I'm going to limit the amount of the number of treats that I'm only going to do 4 treats so I'm going to try out 5, and I'm going to pick 4 from those 5 to be in my product range. So let's get started. So we're going to start off, because this recipe requires me to put the sugar on the stove. So I'm going to start with that, because it needs to boil and cool down. So while that's happening, I will then sort out the flour part of things. Okay, so we're going to be boiling milk. How much of milk? We need half a cup of milk. You might catch the recipe, you might not. I might do if you're interested, I might do a blog where you can have the recipe, but it's a really, really large recipe. So half a cup of milk. What are we going to do? We're putting in the sugar, and 2 cups of sugar. We're going to put that in there, and we're going to do some bicarb. And how much of bicarb? 1 teaspoon of bicarb. So I'm going to where's my teaspoon? My measuring. Things have been moved around apparently. Oh no. No? That's very, very strange. There's this. And a teaspoon of bicarb in here. This is also an eggless recipe. There's no egg in this recipe at all. So I think that's also a plus, because sometimes that's a good idea. Okay, so I'm going to pop this on the stove, and I'm going to mix it. I'm going to leave it to boil. I'm not really going to show you it boiling because, yeah, Russ, you know, it's like watching a kettle boil. So, but once it's done, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to pop this on the stove because it's going to take a while to get to boiling point and all the rest of it. And then, in the meantime, oh, this is the, I don't know if it's the worst part or which part of this is a good idea. But anyway, so I'm just going to move my watch, or else I'm going to get dough everywhere. But I'm trying to keep my steps up for today. I need 5,000 steps for today, not 10. So that's okay. I'll make 5,000. So what we're going to do is that we're going to put six cups, that's a lot, 6 cups of flour. We don't need to sift it. There's no need to sift the flour because it's cookies. Don't always. Sometimes you need sifting. Other times not. So we're going to put 6 cups of flour. 2. Oh, that's 4. Can't count this morning. 5. 6. Okay, 6 cups of flour. And then 2 tablespoons of custard powder. So I think basically because it's eggless, between the bicarb and the custard powder, which apparently I don't have. Do I not have anymore? I'm sure I do. Oh no. That would have been a baking disaster. I would have been sending my husband out to go get custard powder. I knew I had. Okay, so I'm just going to use what's left in here. And put that down. So I think because it's an eggless recipe, basically I think the baking powder and the custard powder is actually the substitute for the eggs. Two tablespoons of that, and a pinch of salt. Only a pinch. Pinch of salt. Okay, so a pinch is literally a pinch. I'm going to pinch. Yeah. Sorry, it's a recipe I used to do a lot when I was a kid. And in the July holidays, In South Africa, the main holidays are July and Christmas time, December. So in July, holidays is like 3 weeks to a month long, and we used to, and a whole brick of baking margarine, or if you want, you can use actual butter. So it needs to be soft. So I took this out last night so that the butter is soft, but not super soft, or else it becomes very, very oily. We used to during the holidays, we used to phone my mom at work, and we used to tell her that we're bored, and her solution to our boredom was to bake Christmas cakes, and the Christmas fruit cakes, and bake cookies. So we used to sit and bake these cookies a lot. Pretty much, we used to bake them and freeze them. So we used to bake batches and batches and batches. Yeah, we used to do it. I remember them being a lot of cookies. A lot of cookies. And then we used to eat them just as is. We used to dip them in chocolate. So what we're doing here is I'm rubbing the butter, the margarine, baking margarine, into the flour. And what we're going to do with it is you'll see the consistency will change, and it'll resemble like a crumb, like breadcrumbs. It'll start to look like breadcrumbs once it's mixed in. We don't want any big lumps like this at all. So, and it's best to try and use your fingers as best as you can, and not your palms, because your palms will melt the margarine, and you don't want this soft. Okay, I say this. This recipe is also the recipe that we used to use as a kid. I've got one of them. I just don't use it. I've realized it's time consuming. And when I did use it, my daughter decided that she didn't like her cookies that way. So if you want a lot of cookies, like seriously a lot of cookies, you have one of those metal, and I'm going to say metal because I had a plastic one and it didn't work, it broke. So I now have a metal one. You have those click, 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 click. And then you can get a disc with different patterns. It's a cookie maker, basically. So this is the recipe that goes into that machine, because you'll see it's quite soft. But in the last couple of years, I'm going to do it the way I like doing it now, and the way my daughter likes it. So I don't use that machine. It makes your cookies quite thin. You can make a cookie quite thin, and obviously because by using that machine, you actually end up getting way more cookies than obviously I'm going to get out of them. So I didn't think I would be able to roll this cookie mix, but once it's cooled down, you actually can. So it is something that I have tested and tried before. Just at the moment, everyone likes my sugar cookies, so I always do for parties and stuff. I do sugar cookies, but I think for Father's Day this is going to be nice instead of sugar cookies. That's why I'm thinking that the cookie sticks I may or may not use. Yes, it's nice for to have a message or a decoration on it. But I think at the end of the day, dads just like simple stuff that they enjoy. So doesn't need to be fancy. So you can see now it's starting to look like breadcrumbs. So what I'm doing is I'm just making sure that all the flour is mixed in and that there are no really large lumps of margarine. Oh. Okay. So I'm just going to check on my sugar mixture quickly. So this is what the sugar mixture looks like. So the reason why it's gone all bubbly like this is because of the bicarb. The bicarb does this. Cannot obviously use it because it's piping hot at the moment. You can even see the steam. So just going to leave this to cool down. I'm going to just put it aside for now over here while I carry on with this. And then I'm going to just now, while this is cool, I'm actually going to do it now. I'm going to just switch on the oven. To preheat to 150 degrees. Again, I don't cook at 180, I cook at 150. I prefer to cook slower for longer so that things don't get burnt, and yeah, just things cook better. I don't know why 180 is the temperature. I actually don't know why. Maybe I should Google it. Why 180 is like the global norm for baking, anything. It's 150. I mean 180, but I find 180 is just that little too hot. And yeah, for baking purposes, it really is better to just bake a little slower for longer. Okay, so that's looking good, just like breadcrumbs. And I'm going to, and I've mixed everything in. I can't seem this. I don't feel any hard lumps of margarine, and I don't. If you do this with hard butter or margarine that's actually cold, it's going to take you way longer to get it like this. So it must just be at room temperature, not melting. The only reason why my margarine, I took out the deep freeze last night. That's why it was overnight, and also because it's cold and wet today. So that's, yeah, the only reason why. If it was summer, I would have probably taken the margarine out of the fridge about an hour before, so that it's just soft enough to work with. What are you doing?
How come they don't call it Daddy's Day?
Daddy's Day. It's called Father's Day. Why did they call it Mommy's Day? They call it Mother's Day. So formal.
Like,
Who says mother? So you also go, hello, father. The problem with father is that in the Catholic religion you call a priest father as well, which is a bit weird. Okay. So we're just about there with that. I'm going to just wipe it down here. I had the big light on, and then I decided it was too much light. I can't win actually because it's either too much light or not enough light.
Well, we check the key light because that's good. Just quite well.
Okay, so you can see now it's still it's too hot for me to touch, so it has to cool down a lot more. The sugar has melted. It's gonna stay frothy like this because of the bicarb that it's frothy. But I can't put this. I'm gonna pour this into there and mix it all together. But I'm not gonna do that right now because this is just too hot for me to touch. Because I'm gonna have to touch the cookie dough. What? What happened? What? Why are you Why are you gonna? My husband's up to nonsense. I don't know. Oh, they can see you. What are you doing? They can see you. What are you doing?
You didn't see anything.
What did you just do? What did you just do? Don't eat our lunch.
Huh?
Are you eating our lunch? You're snacking on our lunch. No. Why does the chat go up and down like this? 2, 4, 2, 4, 1, 1. It doesn't seem to be stable.
Oh, the people must be coming on and talking.
No, because it's. And then,
No,
are you on? Are you not on?
No, well, I was on a voice call, so I couldn't share audio.
What did you just do? Did you steal something? What did you
What
do?
would I steal?
I don't know, but you got such a naughty grin on your face.
Accusations on Father's Day as well.
It's not Father's Day yet.
It's Father's Month.
Not yet. Tuesday, my love. Tuesday. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that to cool a little bit more. Sorry, you're gonna see banter like this with my husband being here. Because he comes in here when I'm busy baking and stuff, and he wants to see what he can steal to test and try. So he's going to be very happy about having all these cookies. I'm just going to put this aside for now because I can't do any more because of that sugar mix needs to cool down, or else I cannot work with it. I'm just getting something quick. So while that's busy, I'm going to do the chocolate because that needs to go into the fridge. Where is my... We're going to make the chocolate casings. So the chocolate has melted enough for me to use. I actually have a proper brush that is specifically for my chocolate, which has disappeared. Okay, but that's fine. Oh, okay, so I think, yeah. So what's happened is my water's gone a bit cold. I'm just going to top it up with hot water. So, these double boilers are like chicken's teeth. You cannot get them anywhere. You cannot get them. This is mine from when I was a kid in high school. I used to make chocolate Easter eggs. What now? I'm going to put a thing on where nuisance on the front. Sorry, as usual, just nuisance. My puppy dog Sweetie is wanting to go outside. Okay, so when I was a kid, to make extra money, I used to make Easter eggs. And I used to do a lot of stuff with chocolate and stuff. So I know how to use chocolate and bake with it and mold and all that kind of stuff. I did it for many, many, many years. And this double boiler, I landed up, you couldn't buy these in the shop anymore, even then. It was a long time ago. Geez, like more than 20 years ago. You couldn't get these in the shops already. They were already becoming scarce. And I landed up finding it at some random flea market, I think, something like that. Okay, so I will never. I am desperate to buy a new one, a double boiler, but none of them are this capacity. This is so deep. You can see it's quite a big, deep. Can you see? It's big and it's deep. Oh. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to paint the chocolate in, because what we're doing with this is we want a nice, we don't want a thick, we don't want a very, 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 very thick shell. We just want it, you know, enough. So we start off, what I normally do is I do a shell like this, pop it in the fridge for a couple of minutes, and then sorry, live, I forgot to switch my phone onto silent, because guaranteed every time I'm live someone's trying to phone me. So so we're just going to make a nice little shell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the fridge, and then once this is hard, I'm going to do a second coating. Then I know it's definitely thick enough, and you know, we don't want it too thick, but we don't want it too thin either. So that's why I'm brushing it with paint. Oh, I mean brushing it with a paintbrush. And now, where did my music go? I have over 300 songs, so I'm not sure where my music went. Hello. Who's that? Sorry, I can see your chat on my phone. Sorry, let me have a look so I can see it on my laptop. So, hello, how are you? Monofolk. Am I saying that right? How are you? Where are you from? I like it when people come in to chat to me, and you don't need to chat to me about baking. You can chat to me about anything you like. The weather, where are you from, what do you do? So because the weather is super cold, Mongolia. Wow, what time is it there? So I don't actually, oh, are you behind time or? Which way are you going? This way. So you ahead of time. That's interesting. Can I make realistic cakes? What do you mean realistic cakes? So I generally do novelty cakes and stuff. So especially for kids. So yeah, I'm generally doing whatever is, you know, a kid wants. I do figurines and cake toppers out of gum paste. So I do make things like you know, actual people. 4 p.m. and okay, so it's not 1 o'clock in the morning. I know sometimes people come on and they're looking and they're on at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I do all sorts of different kinds. It just depends on what. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock in the morning here. It just depends on yeah, what people want actually. The only time I do anything that's like possibly super creative is for my husband and my daughter's birthdays, and then obviously like coming up for ideas for Mother's Day and Father's Day and all that kind of stuff. So it's actually super cold here that the chocolate is hardening while I'm working. That's in the shells. So yeah, I won't need to put this in the fridge for very long, which is cool. So with it hardening already, I'm going to do the second coating before I pop it in the fridge. Figures and people. So yeah, I'll just show you now quickly. I've got something that I did for a customer this week. Last week, you can actually look on my YouTube. I did a from, if you look at all the live stuff that I've done so far. Last week I did Barbie and Ken in a Barbie in a Barbie car, but this is for one of my customers that is collecting today. So yeah, I love doing the figurines. It's so much fun. It's super creative and lots of fun. I like to bake, but not as much as I like cake decorating and making figurines and stuff. That's definitely what was the aim. The aim is to get someone to learn how to do my recipes and bake for me so that I can focus on the toppers and yeah, the baking can be a bit, I like baking, but not that much. It's the cake decorating. Oh, cool. Yes. Yeah, that was, yeah, I did the figurines 2 weeks ago. Because what's happening now at the moment, because it's super cold here and wet here in South Africa, in Cape Town, the weather plays havoc with the gum paste and stuff like it to dry. So things take longer to dry now at the moment because of the weather. So I did the figurines 2 weeks ago, and then I finished up the cake Friday last week. So yeah. So with chocolate, you actually don't want chocolate to slow dry. You want it to slow dry. You don't want it to harden slowly. You actually want it to harden quickly. The reason for that is if it hardens slowly, then you'll start to get like these white speckles and stuff, and it kind of like separates because it's taking too long to harden. So yeah, that's why you need to put it in the fridge. But like I say, it's super cold here. And do you watch YouTube YouTube Live often? I'm finding that YouTube Live is almost like a new thing to the everyday person, and they're not quite used to watching live things on YouTube. They're used to watching the videos. I know live has been around for a while, but I think it's only now just starting to take off. The live streaming. Okay, so I'm gonna pop that into the fridge. I'm using this because this is a silicone mold and it's too flimsy and I don't want the chocolates to break. Okay, so my cookie mixture, my sugar mixture should be cool enough for me to touch now, so that I can get on with my cookie dough. Oh, yeah, definitely cool enough because it's starting to crystallize. So because I want my cookie dough to be not super soft, because I want to be able to handle it with my hands and roll it. I'm quite happy that it's that the sugar mix has gone a bit thick like this. But normally if you're going to use your cookie dough machine, you don't want it. So I've actually left it a little too cold, too long, but also because it's cold here, it's obviously going cold quicker. So okay, so I'm going to mix this mixture into my flour butter mixture. I just want to get as much of it mixed in with the flour before I use my hands. Otherwise, yeah, it just all sticks to my hands. Okay, so we're just gonna get right in there. Baking is a messy situation. I need my stool, which is in a different room, so I'm just gonna go on my tippy toes. I'm super short, so I need the height to be able to mix cookie dough sometimes, which I don't have today. So we're gonna just try and make sure we get all that flour mix in there. And I don't sell everything I make. I only sell, sometimes I like to just try out recipes, and it's just fun and good for content on YouTube to try out recipes. Doesn't mean I'm going to actually put it up for sale. Okay, so this is quite soft. You can see it's very, very soft. So this normally would go into one of those cookie machines where I say that because that's the motion that one would use. Okay, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to roll them into balls. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to wash my hands quickly and clean over here, and I'm going to bring a tray. So we're gonna just do some cookies now so that I can get them into the oven. They don't take long to bake. Thank you. It's Stream Beats by Harris Hiller. I don't know if you know him. He's I think he's become quite famous. he was a gamer that went live on Twitch for a long time, and he's recently moved and he was quite big on Twitch, and he's recently moved over from Twitch to YouTube to do live streams on YouTube, and he was big into making royalty-free music for people to stream. So I use his music, and it's nice. Okay, so we're just gonna, I'm using this scoop because I know that this is my perfect size. So I'm just gonna roll them into a ball, and then I'm gonna pop them on here, and then I'm gonna squash them with a fork. This is the way my daughter likes them, so this is the way I'm going to be doing them. Otherwise, if you've got a cookie machine, you can actually put this into the cookie machine. You will end up getting way more cookies with the cookie machine. This, I get less cookies because my cookies are fatter, but it's also why I use a smaller ball, because I squash them out and they will spread. So you need to make sure that there's enough space in between each one. I have a friend who says he likes watching my channel and watching and listening to the music because it's so soothing. Sure, I can't talk today. Soothing. And I think it's more because of the music. So I'm actually using a smaller fork than I normally do. I wonder if I should use a bigger one. I can also make it crisscross. Oh, that might be different. Here we go. Let's make it a checkered board. Okay, yeah, you can have fun with your cookies, hey? Also, I specifically use like different scoops and stuff for things. That helps everything to stay consistent with a consistent size and I'm going to switch my camera off so that you can see more of what I'm doing, and rather than looking at me, I will, if need be, I'll put my face back on. My daughter's going to be super excited to see all these cookies when she gets home from school today. So the cookies are going to actually bake fairly quickly. What's time consuming is obviously making the dough and now doing this. If you did have a machine, it would obviously go faster because it's a cookie machine, but also, I mean, I also find that the cookie machine sometimes is more of a pain in the bum because it doesn't always work. So And I think if I knew about icing cookies as a kid, I probably would have done that more than I've only known about icing cookies since I've been baking as a profession in the last 5 to 6 years. Actually, in June will be 5 years that I've been doing this. With a 6-month break in 2019 and 2020, but 6 months in each month a year, so basically a year out of it, so 4 years solid. But yeah, I've been doing this since 5 years ago, so June will be my 5 years that I've been doing this. That's pretty cool. Maybe I must do something for a birthday thing for June. I don't know. We don't have to say it for June, we can just say it's my birthday year. Celebrating 5 years. Not sure. Okay. So this, unlike sugar cookies, if you cut, the reason why they use sugar cookies for different patterns and stuff and not like this is because sugar cookies don't spread. This will spread. So that's why I've also got quite a big gap, because they're not going to land up being this size. They're going to be a little bit bigger. So I'm just putting a fork in to give it a pattern. Don't know if you can see the pattern. It's just so that it has a pattern and it's not plain, really. So I'm going to do 2 trays of this so that I can bake a lot. They're going to be 2 big trays like this. So once I've done this tray, I'll do the next tray. And I think with the cold weather, they will definitely cool out of the oven a lot faster. And they don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be perfect balls or anything like that. They're going to do their own thing in the oven anyway. It's cookies. But these are the best cookies for dunking if you want to dunk your cookies in your tea or your coffee. Oh, hello! How's it, Saber? I'm making butter cookies. Well, I call them butter cookies, so it's... And I'm actually not sure if they are 100% butter cookies. I know that sounds funny. I'm calling them butter cookies because they are made largely with butter and flour. I don't know actually what a real butter cookie recipe is. I've never tried it. I should actually Google it and see and try out a recipe. But this is the cookie recipe that I used to bake as a kid. In the July holidays, I don't know if you remember July holidays, and they still are. In fact, I feel like they've gotten longer. The July holidays, we used to pester my mom. And in July holidays, my mom we used to pester my mom and tell her how bored we are when she was at work. We used to phone her multiple times. And she used to like, okay, make cookies. So yeah, we used to in the July holidays, we used to bake cookies, and we used to and when I say bake cookies, I'm talking hordes and hordes of these cookies. This is an extremely large batch. What I'm doing now is not how we used to do it as a kid, the rolling. I roll it like this. Rebecca prefers it like this. So I started doing, yes, this is for these are all things Father's Day. So he's like, oh, I'm going to be testing this all out. So, and for Rebecca. But, so when I made these for Rebecca and Prav quite a few years ago, but I didn't have the cookie machine. You know, the cookie machine that you can make patterns and you clunk it up and down. Whatever. I have one now and I never use it. I purposely went and spent a little extra money and got one. And this dough is specifically to go into that machine so that, you know, you can make different patterns and whatever. But when I did, before I had that machine, I wanted to make this recipe for Prav and Rebecca to have cookies. And I said to him, stop buying cookies, I'll make you cookies. And so I didn't have the machine, so I did it like this. But now Rebecca only wants it like this. I bought the machine, and now she won't eat my cookies if they've been made with the machine. So even though they're the same cookies, she's so funny. So I make them this way. But I'm also going to roll this dough, which was something I never thought I could do until I tried it one day, because I thought it was only for that machine. And you can actually roll this dough. You can't cut patterns out of it because it spreads. It is one of those, it's not like sugar cookies. Sugar cookies keep their shape. It's the reason why I use sugar cookies for, actual cutting with a cookie cutter. But you can actually roll this, which I'm going to do. I'm going to roll some of it and make cookie sticks out of it. Not sure what I'm going to decorate on them, but anyway. I'm going to make sugar cookie sticks, which are those long cookie sticks that are about 10 centimeters long and about 4 centimeters wide. For dunking your cookies into your tea or coffee. So the thing is, sorry, I'm repeating myself just for Saber, so she knows. the sugar cookies I found are not very nice for dunking. They're too soft, and they they just literally melt away in your coffee cup. But I know from past experience of making this particular cookie dough that these are the best for dunking. So that's why I want to make cookie sticks that are for dunking in your coffee. So I will it'll be this cookie mix for that, but I will royal ice and decorate for Father's Day though. I don't know. I'm doing so. What the plan is I'm doing four different. No, I'm doing 5. So I'm doing 5 different things. Now I'm going to get some rusks. That's something I actually want to do. I want to make rusks. So I think I'm not to sell, just because, I don't eat rusks. I don't like rusks. But my husband does. So I must actually see if I must try and do rusks on a live one day for a tryout. I don't want to dig cookies out. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I found with the sugar cookies. It's too soft, but this cookie's not like that. So that's why I want to try and make the cookie sticks. But we'll see. So the idea is what I'm doing. You've been in my lives. Remember I did it for Valentine's Day and for Mother's Day and Easter net, where I tried out different things to decide what my product line is going to be. So that's what I'm doing today. So I've selected 5 different things to try out, and okay, I think my daughter will eat that then, because she loves peanut butter. We go through peanut butter like crazy. And so what we do is, what I'm doing is, I'm going to do 2 different cookies. This one and the cookie sticks. Then I'm going to make, well, everything's all cookies actually. And then I'm going to, I've stolen some Romany creams because I forgot to buy yesterday when I went to the shop. Chocolate cookie ganache truffles, and so we're going to make that, and then I'm busy making up there in the fridge. I'm going to make coffee drops. I think it's a good idea. I'm not sure. I'm not a coffee person. So I'm going to test out making some coffee drops. I think that might be fun and a hit, maybe. I don't know. Who knows these days? When you think you're going to do something great and then it falls flat. So this is my second tray of these, and I'm going to pop them in the oven, and then while they're baking, I'm going to roll balls, because it just makes life easier than me doing this, because there's a lot here. So I'm not going to get as many cookies as I would if I was using the cookie maker, but like I say, Rebecca doesn't like the cookie maker. She says they're too thin, and I don't know why she does. She prefers it like this, and I can cover them and do exactly the same thing, Because what I do with these is I drizzle them with chocolate, and I put sprinkles on top. So then they're super colorful and they're fun and they taste delicious. So I'm going to hold some back to roll and turn into long sticks, but I think I'm probably going to do half of what's left. I'll roll, and then the other half I'll roll to make flat cookie sticks. I don't know if it's going to work. That's the whole point of today, is to test it out and see if it actually works. So Just Nuisance is on the wrong side of the yard. She's shouting. Sorry, just quickly opening the door. Sweetie. You're in pain. You're in absolute pain. Are you getting wet? Is it raining? If you've been following me on my life, you'll know that I have a puppy dog who is a pain in the bum, in and out, barking. Her name is Sweetie, but I call her just Nuisance because she's been just a nuisance all the time. I must put a separate social media thing for her. You can follow her on Instagram. And you won't believe the amount of people. She's already got like 16 followers. It's hilarious for a dog. The dog has like 16 followers on Instagram. So funny. Probably because she's more active than you are on Instagram. She's more active on Instagram than you are. That's hilarious. But I'll have to make a separate social media link for her, so when she's around I can put it up, because I don't want it part of my my social media links, then it will get lost. Where, but Saber, when are you going to start joining us in Zumba again? You said that your daughter's time slot has changed. I'm holding you to it, you see. So I just want to move these down a bit so I can put an extra row in. Saber lady, you and your daughter need to join us with Zumba, especially on a Saturday morning. Don't go to the market, do Zumba. think all the markets are starting up again. Although in Cape Town, they're generally not happening in winter because of the rain. Definitely, I'm holding you to it, dude. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. Swiggity Sweetie on Twitch. Live Zumba classes. Come on. You say definitely, and then I don't see you in. Gotta stay fit and healthy in this weather. This nonsense of what? Summer bodies are made in winter. I don't know about that. Summer bodies are made all year round if you're good. And doing what you should be doing. It's not a... You just got to be careful not to put on weight in winter. Ah, okay. Oh, okay. Wow, okay. So, yeah, in Cape Town, like today, it's generally Cape Town is like today. Super wet, super cold, cloudy. And you want to come on holiday at this time of the year? That's hilarious. You'll be lucky if you get a sunshine day. And then when it is a sunshine day, it's freezing. Okay. Those are 2 trays. I'm going to pop them into the oven. Possibly between 8 to 10 minutes to bake. I am going to say I'm not 100% sure, and I am never 100% sure for how long something bakes because I work according to smell. And how it looks. I don't, yeah. Honestly, I can't tell you how long things take to bake. Or how long they should take. I don't know. I'm assuming around 8 to 10 minutes. We shall see. So I'm just going to quickly roll these into balls so that they are ready for me to just squash on once the other lot come out. You need a new oven. Our oven is one of those big Smegs. Came with the house when we moved in. Not something we put in. Really awesome because I can... If I had a smaller oven, I would not be doing this business at all. I wouldn't even contemplated it. But we've got such a big oven that yeah, that I can bake a lot at a time, which is really awesome. But yeah, it's only used for baking. I do not cook in this oven unless I'm cooking for like a party of people. And we're needing to, or I do pizzas in the oven, but otherwise we use the air fryer and the stovetop because, dude, no, to fire up this oven at this size is just crazy. Okay, so I think this is roughly about half. So I'm gonna actually roll this. I'm gonna roll it out and make the rectangles. So whenever I do any kind of rolling of cookie dough or fondant, I use my plastic. So because it tends to not stick to this one, and then it stops it from cracking and all this other weird and wonderful stuff that generally happens when working with cookie dough or, you know, sugar cookies. So I'm going to roll this out with my massive roller. So those are ready for me to just squeeze and squash and put onto the, okay. I'm just going to roll this out and then I'm going to make it into long strips. So I'm going to cut the strips a little bit smaller than what I actually need them, because this cookie dough spreads and it doesn't really hold its shape. So this is why I want to try this out. If it doesn't work, then I'm not going to do I'm not going to do the cookie sticks. Then I'll have to find a different kind of recipe to do stuff like that, because I really don't think I want it fairly thick though. I don't think the sugar cookie really works for the cookie sticks. Okay, so I'm just going to cut like a square. Whatever's left over, I'll roll into balls for. So if you're ever cutting fondant or gum paste or, you know, cookies, and you don't want it to move, you just use a pizza cutter, and it stops it from pulling. It's pretty cool. And then I just use my ruler, my metal ruler, and I roll it along the side. See what we can get out of here. Okay, so the thing is that, so I'm going to start from this side, and then I'm just going to use a knife because I want to I'm going to measure them. I'm going to be pedantic. I'm going to make them 9 centimeters, 9.5. Give it space to grow. And remember, this is just for testing, so it's the reason why I'm not too stressed about having too many. Testing and product shoots. Okay, so I'm going to cut that on my. So I do it exactly how I would do. Measure out on a piece of paper. This is my graphic design DTP operator pedanticness coming out of me. Measuring like this. But it works, because unfortunately when it comes to selling things like this, you kind of need to have consistency, because yeah, you need to say, okay, you know, 1 cupcake size, 1 this size or whatever. Because if you can't, then how do you? My guess is about 10 years old. Oh goodness, I think ours is way older. Ours is definitely way older. Good God. I don't know when. I think the warranty, whatever, said that it was installed in 2006. 2006. So yeah, no, long time. 2006, long time. Okay, now I need to lift this without. So I'm going to try and do this without interfering with the shape. You see now, I'll have to So, actually, I'm going to leave that for now. What am I doing? I'm just going to roll. Oh! And I lost that one. I'm going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. That's fine because if for all intents purposes I only need that many. I don't need a lot. It's just for me to try out. Okay, so I'm just going to check on my cookies. They are not ready. I'm just going to roll some more balls out of what's left here. My cookies are not ready, so while they're baking, I'm going to move on to the next thing, which will be my chocolate drops that I'm making. Oh, this one's not squared up. It's fine. Okay, so those are ready to be done. I'm going to put this aside. And then as soon as my trays are ready for me to work with, I will put that on there. I'll just wash hands, constantly washing hands. Saber, look. Oh, you're going to see it before my customer does. How cute is she? Super cute. Super cute. Okay. So here's my coffee drops that I'm wanting to make. And I'm stealing my husband's coffee. If I land up doing this, I'll go and buy my own coffee. But for all intents and purposes, it's cute, eh? So I think there's a slight delay. So we're just gonna pop these out. Smileys. Oh. So there's nothing wrong with the chocolate. I just want to show, because I was talking about it earlier on. There's nothing wrong with the chocolate. The chocolate is not off or anything like that. But what the problem is that you can see this white. So what that is the chocolate has had moisture or is separating because it's by the time I had finished doing putting the chocolate in the mold, the ones that I started with had already started to go solid, and so in order for that not to happen, you've got to literally work with chocolate and stick it straight in the fridge while it's still soft before it starts to harden, so that that doesn't happen. So there is nothing wrong with it. It's just that, yeah, so what we're going to do with these, I'm going to make coffee drops out of these. I don't know. I want to try it. Whew, this coffee. I love the smell of coffee, but goodness gracious me, I do not eat it. Okay, I need 2s. Okay, so that one's going to be a leftover. I don't know if I'm going to do another lot, but we'll see. Maybe I'll do another lot. Then I need okay, I need to boil water for my chocolates. Okay, apparently my cookies take a lot longer than 10 to 15. 5 to 10 minutes. They're still in and they're still not ready. I'm going to use an actual measuring spoon. That's not a teaspoon. So, a teaspoon might, yeah, okay. So I want to put in a teaspoon of coffee, and I think this is too small. This is why they're coffee drops. You see, because they are too small. See, I'm not going to be able to, or I might be able to put half a teaspoon in the one side and half a teaspoon in the other side. So basically my idea is to fill them up with coffee and then merge them together. But I won't be able to work with them quick enough to merge them together. Because these are, I really like the little smileys though. So either I do, so basically I could do half a spoon. So I could do half a spoon, which means that you'd need to use 2 coffee drops in a cup of coffee, which might work better. So then you'd have to put 2 coffee drops in. Okay, I think that's the way we're going to go. I do have, so the thing is, I do have a bigger circle mold like this, or I could use like a little present. Maybe I can use the present mold. See, and this one's deeper, but then I'd have to cover it with chocolate, and I don't want to do that. Whereas these two, I can take the 2 halves. So I'm just boiling the hot water for the chocolate. So yeah, I think it's going to we'll have to do 2 of these to make up 1 teaspoon of coffee. Okay, so the smileys are really cute though. So what's that one there? Oh, I forgot this. Oh, there's a spare, right? And obviously if you do this, if you actually test these out and use them, I suppose some people use 2 teaspoons of coffee, some people use 1 teaspoon of coffee, I don't know. So I suppose you just use as many as you like. I think where Dad's coming here so that he can try out a coffee drop.
Drops of coffee.
A coffee drop. I just want to heat up some.
You're gonna seal it.
And then I'm going to seal it.
How are you gonna seal it?
I've got to work quickly so they don't melt. I don't know, that's the whole point, is for me to try it out. I could use a bigger mold, but it's a plain mold. You're going to eat all our lunch and then there's going to be no lunch for anyone.
Give a lunch. People gonna get that meth.
Hey, you're not going to leave me any. Sorry, I'm just waiting for my hot water. Ah! Should we, because this has gone hard because it's a bit cold. How's my cookies? I don't know. Oh, my cookies. Oh! They are ready. Cookies are ready. Let's just, so you can see them, I just want to show you what cookies look like. Oh, before they burn, the top ones are. Do you see how they have spread? Top side of this oven is cooking way faster than the bottom side. Okay. So this is what I'm gonna do to seal them. Just make sure the coffee's not in the way. There's no pieces. Oh, you know what? One side could be a frown. I don't have to match them up. I can do it upside down, I think. So there we go. We've got a smiley and a smiley and a smiley. Gimmicky, my love, gimmicky. There's a little too much in that one. So I have to, I'm actually going to do another batch, see if I can make it a little bit better. That one's not working. No, that one I've done too wide. And I'm not working fast enough in this cold weather. That's the problem, not working fast enough. The bottom shelf is cooking far faster than the top shelf. Oh! What you doing? Hello? Are you wanting to try one out? Or two? I would say you'd have to put 2 in because 2 will equal a teaspoon of coffee. My coffee drops. We'll get where Dad to try out 1 or 2. Why not? If not, why not? I just want to sort out my cookies because obviously I don't want them to burn. do this on here so that you can see what I'm doing. Oh. Pop that there. So I'm just putting, they are still hot, but I need the tray. So I'm just taking them off gently to put them in here so that it can cool, they can cool. So I'm gonna need the tray again. So you can see they weren't as small as they were when they started. They did spread. Oh. They're hot, Dad. They're hot. Okay. Them. So we're going to pop these ones onto the tray. I just need a flatten eye. I don't want them to lose shape. I could possibly put them on here and then I don't have time to put them in the fridge. But we're going to try and keep them as straight as possible. These will definitely grow as well. It's the same cookie dough. So I'm just going to give it space to cook, to grow. And I've got them quite thick as well. But yeah, I'm just going to try and keep them as straight as possible. Okay. That. And then I'll just quickly put the rest of these on the tray as well, and then pop these into the oven. And then all my cookie dough is done and ready. Good thing I don't have to fetch my daughter today, and she's been dropped off. So I can go over time. If I need to. Although I don't think I will do what I did last week where I streamed the entire day. I was on the entire day. It was a long day. I don't know how these streamers do it where they do 24 hours. Oh my word. They're mad. They're mad to do 24 hours streaming. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, everything else I'm going to do should be quick. It's quick and easy because I'm not actually baking anything. I'm just putting stuff together. So, right, so I'm going to just put this into the oven, and that's the end of my baking. The baking segment. Okay, let's get on with this. The chocolate, we're going to try and do chocolate again. I think I'm just going to try with the bigger mold that I have, but it doesn't have a smiley though. Oh. Is it better? No, I want this one. So, what I could do, I've come up with a better plan. You see the better plan. Okay. We could do it in this one, which will be better, and then I'll still make smileys, and I can put a smiley on the front. That's an idea. Okay, let's try that. Because in this one will hold a better quantity. I can actually put a teaspoon of coffee in this 1/2, whereas that one's quite small. But I just love the smiley, and this is plain. Plain, 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 plain. Okay, let's do a couple of these. And I want to try and work a little bit faster with them, in that they don't cool down slowly. They need to be cooled down quite fast so that they don't get the whites. So, yeah. The weather affects things so much. I know those hot chocolate bombs are like really fun, and then they do like this whole, fizzing thing with. I do want to try out the chai tea one, but yeah, I'm not a huge hot chocolate fan. I've learned not to really like. I used to love hot chocolate, but not anymore. So I don't feel like putting sprinkles in my hot chocolates. I like the idea of the marshmallows and stuff. Would you put marshmallows in a coffee? Not too sure. I don't know. You put marshmallows in coffee? I don't drink coffee. Can someone tell me? Would you put marshmallows in coffee? I suppose it's each to their own, actually. Like my daughter loves drinking marshmallows in tea. So, but she also loves marshmallows. So, I like marshmallows, but I'm not a massive fan of marshmallows. So I'm just trying to do this really quickly because I want this still to be basically soft before I put it in. I don't want it hard like the other ones. 3, 6, 9, 12. So I just want to make sure I've got 12, 15. I'm not going to do the last one because then that's an odd number. I'm going to pop this in quickly. So I'm going to pop that in the fridge quickly, and then it will cool down quicker than those ones, and they shouldn't get the white. And then I'm just going to do a second coating on it. And then, yeah, so that should be done quickly. Okay, so in the meantime, while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to start on my chocolate. I'm going to be making chocolate moustaches, chocolate truffle moustaches. I have some. That's a different cookie. No marshmallow for me in coffee, but then, yeah, you see, I'm not a coffee drinker, so I wouldn't know. I don't drink coffee, so who knows? I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna break those up a bit. So I'm using Romani creams because they're really cool to use. I can do Oreos, I suppose, as well. But to be honest, I feel like Romani creams have a better flavor. I know that there are Oreo diehards, but yeah, I think Romani creams are way tastier. So I'm just going to take that out. I'm going to blend up the I can't talk again today. Been too much talking. Sorry, I'm just keeping an eye on my cookies because I don't want them to burn. So what we're going to do is we're going to crush these up. Actually, I'm going to use this bowl instead. Might use that bowl too. Okay. Sorry for the noise. So yeah, just make some, get it as blended as possible. Okay. I don't think there's any other hard pieces. I'm just going to put some more, blend it a little bit more. My this is going to be a little like making what's it? Cake pops, except with cookies. So this is going to be a little bit like cake pops, except with cookies and with chocolate, as opposed to so I think they need to be in for a little bit longer, but they're pretty much done. So I'm just going to switch the oven off. So I've switched the oven off, and I'm just going to leave them in the oven to cook a little bit longer, because while the oven is still very hot, so it will continue to cook. I'm just going to use a little bit of chocolate, and I'm going to add, you can do it with cream. I didn't get cream because this is a trial run, but I probably will do it with cream to do proper chocolate ganache, but milk will do. Milk will definitely do. You just got to be careful with the chocolate ganache with the cold. It will harden a bit, but you need to make it a chocolate ganache because And it's not going to be very thick or very thin. Very thick. But just enough. You don't want it curdling. So we're going to pop this in here. I'm just going to add a little bit of extra chocolate in there. I've got to work quickly with it because I don't want the chocolate to harden. But I need it to mix in. Okay. So the reason why we're doing it with chocolate ganache and not straight chocolate is because the chocolate will harden. Because I'm using baking chocolate and not real chocolate. But you can do it definitely with real chocolate. Okay, so I'm going to scoop this out into my moustaches. Oh, I need another like tray thing. Just working with the silicone, it's very, it's so wobbly. So I just put it on like one of these trays. 2, 4, 5. So I think we're going to just pop that in there like this, and we'll push it in. Sorry, the cookies are done. So I'm just taking them out. So these are quite big. They're not small. Oh, they're decent size. But normally you would do like a truffle would be like small, you know. So the thing is that I wanted to really, I'm just pushing it down a lot because I wanted to take on the moustache shape. Just make sure that it gets into all the corners. And why I do chocolate ganache is because it makes it soft. So it's how, I mean, I know, I don't think it's how real truffles are made. It's how I do like cookie truffles. So, and it makes your, won't be, if I use just the normal chocolate that I'm using, the molding chocolate, then it's going to end up being super hard, and it's going to be hard to bite into. And the whole point is for it to be soft and squishy. So that's why I'm using chocolate ganache to keep it soft and squishy. And then I'm just going to pop these into the fridge, just so that they can just harden a bit so that I can pop them out. You won't be able to pop them out when they're soft like this. And then I've decided I'm going to dip them into the chocolates, so that they hold their shape, and so that they don't they don't break and shatter. No, like crumble over each other. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another layer of chocolate on there, just to make it a little bit thicker than that, because that's a little bit thin. But the outside casing now should not get any white blots, splotches or anything. Ideally, you want to pop chocolate, when you're making chocolate like this, into the deep freeze, because then it will freeze so much, it'll harden so much quicker. So the longer it takes to freeze, the more the chocolate will start to separate. Not to freeze, the longer it takes to harden, for your chocolate to harden, the more it will separate. And you will only see it on dark chocolate and milk chocolate, because obviously the white chocolate is white already, so you might not see it. So technically I should get, what, 7 balls out of this? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 balls. So we're going to see, and then so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 7 smileys as well, because I want to pop a smiley on it, on the top. So let's see. I think these will definitely work better because they're bigger. But I don't want those ginormous ones that the hot chocolate bombs are in. Those ones are super big. So I am going to pop this into the deep freeze so that it will go hard faster. And then I'll quickly do some smileys. I only need 7, so I'm going to just do 7 smileys. And I'm not the smileys, I'm only going to just do 1 little coat, because really it's just for fun. I could paint the smileys gold. Oh, that's a good idea. When they're done, after I've popped them on here, that's like some serious extra work, but it's again just for fun, because it's for Father's Day, you know. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to just pop this in the deep freeze as well, because I want it to harden quicker than going in the fridge. And I will put that aside. So this is what my sugar cookies, my cookie sticks look like. Obviously I need them to cool down, but you see how they start to lose shape, because sugar cookies don't lose the shape, whereas this does. Okay. not want to say that these are probably ready to come out because they were in the deep freeze. Okay, so that's definitely a better look and size. I used to work with plastic molds, those chocolate plastic molds, and I'm always a bit wary of using silicone molds, but to pop them out is so much easier than using those plastic molds. Those plastic molds can be horrendous to try and work with. Okay, so what we're going to do, so I'm going to use the sides here because this is hot, so I'm just using that as my tidying up my, so that I don't have to put it on the stove. So just tidy it up a bit. Am I melting? Because yeah, just so it's tidied up. And then we can go from there. So I didn't do much for Mother's Day. Well, I did something for Mother's Day, but I didn't push it as much or whatever because it seemed like Mother's Day wasn't going to be like a big thing. And apparently Mother's Day, now I find out, as big as Mother's Day is, it's the thing is it's dads getting mother's stuff and they don't plan ahead. So whereas Father's Day apparently ends up being one of the busiest times of the year because mothers actually take the time and plan it and buy ahead and plan ahead, whereas fathers don't do that. They kind of come in like literally on the Friday kind of thing or the Saturday before Mother's Day and then go, oh hell, it's Mother's Day this weekend. So then they just run into the shop to go get things, and it's the reason why they don't really order stuff. Not my husband. My husband made sure that he had ordered something earlier, and he didn't order me food, so which is perfectly fine with me, no chocolate or anything. But apparently in general, this is what fathers do. So apparently Father's Day is actually a lot busier because moms actually plan ahead and order and stuff. So okay, so we're gonna see now. So a teaspoon fits in there perfectly. Okay, so we're just going to melt my sides a little bit to join them together. That is definitely better. If I can get my sides to match up properly, because you don't want any coffee coming out. So now that's actually 1 teaspoon of coffee in there. So technically what I'm doing here with the melting of the chocolate on the edges should be done on like a flat surface. But I don't want to walk away from you. And I want you to see what I don't want to move, it's Friday, I'm far too lazy right now to be moving cameras for a short moment in time. So I am making do with what I have. So obviously if it was a flat surface, then they would match up better. Yeah, apparently, and it's because, so I don't actually want to say anything at the moment until I get my stuff on the website. But I'm with all of these treats, I'm doing something with these treats, and apparently the person that makes these things apparently was saying that it's the busiest time of the year because dads just don't. Dads are not organized. Hilarious. She says the Father's Day is the busiest time of the year. Father's Day and Christmas. So interesting. So what I'm doing, it's not working. I'm just melting the edges a bit so that they're soft enough for me to kind of join them, as you can see. Oh, and that one came. See, I think no, it's still hot. So it's obviously because my pot is round. It's better if I do it on a flat surface, if you ever try it. So like on like a pan, in a pan or something where it's a flat surface, and then you can make sure it's even. Mine are not 100% even, but it will be perfectly fine for its purpose that it's serving for today. Okay. So then we're gonna pop out our smileys. Oh goodness, these are definitely going to work better. Do you see how my smileys don't have any white? Because I popped them in the deep freeze, so they've got a better shine. They hardened fast so that they didn't get a white coating. Okay. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to flatten it out. So I can still have a smiley on it. And then what I might do is I might actually just paint the smiley gold. I think these are the perfect size. I actually think those chocolate bombs are possibly too big. They really are. But I suppose for the purpose that they are, they're perfectly fine. But I think this is literally chocolate and coffee. I'm not putting anything else inside. Okay. I didn't do 7 for whatever reason. I didn't do 7, but it's fine. 6 is fine. Oh wait, I've got a 7th one here, so I can use that one. And there we go. We've got some coffee. I think this has definitely worked out better, so much better than what I was doing with the little ones. I think the little ones are just a little too small, but this is working out. I hope, I think people would like this, or dads, you know. Oh, now they're becoming top heavy, but that's okay. I'm just gonna put them, I have an egg box. So I'm just gonna I'm just going to pop them into the egg box, put the smileys up front. That's actually a better thing. Sure, egg boxes come in a lot of really handy for baking and for, you know, decorating. So there's our smileys. I think what I'm going to do, let's just see what it looks like if I do it. Gold. I'll be back. This is purely just because I can. Where? Right, so I'm just going to make some gold. Hang on, where's that come from? So I'm just going to put some gold in here. Some shiny gold just to spruce them up. And then I don't know if that's going to work. I think I need to melt more chocolate for the moustaches and okay. So I'm just going to paint some gold onto the smiley so that they stand out a little bit better. And I'm not going to make them like, you know, full on super gold. Just give them a wishy-washy gold so that you can see the smiley. And obviously all edible. Gold smileys. Because Dad is gold, hey? Dad is gold. Dads are gold. Okay, so then the next thing I'm going to do is just do my chocolate mustaches. I think I might need to melt more chocolate or make it thinner. It might be cooling down already, so I might need to just do that. I think I'm doing it with milk chocolate today, but what I might do is actually do cover the mustaches in dark chocolate as opposed to milk chocolate. And there is our smileys, our smiley coffee faces. I think those have worked out quite well. I just don't know how like if like my husband if he feels that it would be like taste good or not. So I'm just going to go get some more chocolate. There's nothing wrong with this chocolate. I know it's white. dark chocolate with white. Same reason for it is because it's cooled down too slowly and there's moisture in there. So I'm just going to heat up some hot water again so that I can melt some more chocolate. This is not enough chocolate for me to dip the cookies in. Right, and this chocolate that I'm doing is a mix of white chocolate and milk chocolate. It's just really nice. It's a nice mix. So, but I think what I might do is for Dad's Day is that I'll actually make it in dark chocolate, because I think that will actually taste way better with the cookie ganache kind of thing. Okay, so I'm just going to clean this. Constantly cleaning. Okay, so we'll put those aside. Oh yeah, and also because I want to use whatever's left over with the chocolate to drizzle on top of the cookies. I'm still trying to decide whether I should go with the cookie sticks. I think I'm probably not, because I need to work on them some more, and I'm not sure what I'm going to put on them for decor. And I don't want, you know, like cookies and more cookies. I want variety. I want to be able to, my customers to be able to order like 4 different treats. While I'm just busy waiting for the hot water, I'm just going to turn I've got leftover buttercream that I used from my demo on Wednesday. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it into chocolate buttercream. So I'm just going to turn it into chocolate buttercream. And so one of the things that I'm going to do is, as part of the Father's Day product range, is Father's Day cupcakes, which you will be able to get in, I think that's a definite, which you'll be able to get in either vanilla with vanilla icing, or chocolate with chocolate icing. I've got chocolate buttercream, and well, I'm going to make chocolate buttercream, and I've got chocolate cupcakes already. So all I'm going to do is turn this into chocolate. It's one of the things that I do. I take all my leftover icing and I mix it all up, and then I turn it into chocolate icing. It just makes the icing come out so much darker. Okay, so I'm just going to pop some hot water in there. I never ever put my chocolate in the microwave. And I never melt it on the stove. There's a reason for that. It's because if I find, so the microwave literally nukes the chocolate, and it's very easy to burn it. Whereas if you're doing it like this, where you use hot water, boiling water in a double boiler, you're less likely to burn your chocolate. So I make my ganache this way. I do anything chocolate this way, so that I don't. Chocolate is a very sensitive, it can be super sensitive. So that might be too much actually. I need to mix it in. So I've got already baked chocolate cupcakes. I'm gonna make some chocolate buttercream here. Just want to scoop that out so I've got space to mix. And then I'm going to use this to decorate my chocolate cupcakes. I've had some edible prints printed out, so I'm going to show you how to put some edible prints onto gum paste and make a topper, quick and easy topper. Just going to add a little bit of milk to this so that it's not so dry and thick. So the cocoa will make it a lot drier and thicker. So that's why also, and I want it to flow nicely when I pipe it. Okay, I'm not going to actually mix this other one. I think this is enough for my 4 cupcakes. I think it's enough. Should be. I'm going to use, or maybe not, because I'm going to use this nozzle, which is a big star nozzle. And that star nozzle uses a huge amount of icing. If it's not enough, I'll just mix some more. Okay. It is coming out already brown, which is fine. It'll darken as it goes. Okay. Oh, what a mess. Okay. Okay, let's just check this. So while this is okay, this still needs a little bit more time to melt. So while that's melting, we're going to quickly do the cupcakes. I quite like these that I've got. I think I buy things for maybe 2, 3, 4. We're only going to do 4 cupcakes. And I think actually this will work well for Father's Day. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get more, but I bought them a long time ago. But it just makes it look nice and pretty. I'm going to just pop that in there. That one in there. Okay. And then I'm going to get a bag. It should be make sure about this. I'm going to pop this icing in here. So this nozzle actually uses a lot of icing. This particular nozzle, because you do like a, but I don't use it often, but I thought it would be nice for Father's Day, for what I'm trying to do. Because I want something that's more manly, if I can say that, as opposed to something that's frilly, that's more girly. I've got some lovely Russian nozzles that I use for when I do this kind of thing, but I just feel like I'm maybe not suited for dads. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go from the outside in, because I'm going to do one of those. So you work from the outside in. This is enough. Get the last two in. Okay, from the outside in. What I might do is get some blue ones like this and maybe do two, but I don't have a picture though. I won't have a picture, that's the problem. This I'm doing, so all of this I'm making, I'm going to use as a product shoot. I could possibly go two chocolate, two vanilla in the box, as opposed to one. I mean, all four. Sorry, I need to move those. As opposed to four different, 4 chocolate, 4 vanilla. I can offer it as an option, but then what I'll do is I'll do the vanilla in blue. Okay, so that it'll be brown and blue. I'm just popping these on the side so I've got some space to work. I just want to check this chocolate. So the reason why I'm mixing this like this is because I'm using molding chocolate or baking chocolate, and I want to use milk chocolate, but the mix of a little bit of white and a little bit of brown and dark chocolate actually gives it a nice, it changes the flavor of the chocolate a bit. And because it's not, I cannot use real chocolate for this kind of stuff, because real chocolate doesn't harden again. I could use real chocolate in the cookie ganache stuff, but not actually for anything that I needed to reharden. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly get my mat and wash my hands, and then I'm going to do something. Quickly make the toppers for the cupcakes. So our coffee drops are done. I think I'm leaning towards not the cookie sticks, because that requires me to ice everything. And I honestly don't think that dads will be too much in that. I think dads are just quite happy with something delicious and simple. So like my dad, he just wanted delicious and chocolate. He didn't care what it looked like or anything like that. He, you know, like just give him simple chocolates and he was happy. So I've got some edible prints, just like some tips on edible print. I'm actually going to cut them first. So edible print does not like heat, and apparently I found out last night or this morning, edible prints don't like moisture. So why I say this is because I did some for a customer, and so while I could work with it yesterday with the cold, I still needed to put the backs on, and when I flipped them over, they were damp because of the cold air. So when you're not using them, they need to be kept in the bag in a cool place, nowhere near sun. If sun hits them or heat, you need to you can pop them in the fridge until you're ready to use them, and then they should be able to pull away from the plastic. I'm cutting it with the plastic at the moment, just so that it keeps it stable. If I can't get these off, I will pop them in the fridge for about 10 minutes, and then I should be able to then get them off without peeling, without tearing. But this morning, yeah, mine just melted. I've had to quickly get new prints done because the ones that I was using for my customer just tore, and even though I had finished pretty much, I was putting the sticks on. So I'm going to do, like, so for these, I'm going to do the sticks first, and then put these on because of that problem. Not that these are moist, they dry because they've been in the but I think with being on gum paste and the moisture in the air, my prints went wet. When I saw them this morning, I almost died because they were wet, and yeah, and they tore, and I couldn't use them. So I can't give them to my customer like that. So we're going to do 2 square ones and 2 round ones. I do have a cutter that's probably the same size as this, but it's all good. I'll just use, so I'm just going to use some gum paste, roll it out a bit. Saber, did you not, if you're still there, did you not make your own gum paste from the recipe I gave you? Or did you just buy your gum paste that you used for your cake? Did you not find the time to make your own? So, and then I'm going to use 4 toothpicks. So let's just take out 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to be my sticks. I need some of that. I'm going to need a knife or something to cut these with. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly just cut these to this shape. I actually think I do have, so it's still got the plastic backing on, why I can still kind of work with it. I just want to see if I've got the shapes where I don't have to I have a square that is the right size. Yes. And I have a circle that's kind of the right size. Not 100%, but I can make do. I think what I will do is that for actual Father's Day, I will obviously make my prints fit these, so that, which is what I did not do this time around. I'm not sure why I didn't, but it's fine. Put that like that. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to just take a little bit of gum paste. I did, but not enough. I was nervous I'd mess up. But it worked. Okay. So you made your own gum paste. I'm super proud of you for making your own gum paste. So that's cool. But that's what, so you just make that one batch, which is like, what, a kg. And then you split it up. And then just, you know, like I said, you know, wrap it up and stuff. And then, so I just need it to lift or else it's going to dry. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, before I stick these down, I'm going to flip these over. Actually, I'm not going to flip them over. I'm going to stick that on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on here. So the reason why I'm not going to stick these on this side is because this side is roundish and the other side is super flat. So just going to do that. So I'm just going to roll a little bollicky like this, and then twist a toothpick in there, and then you're going to flatten it. So that's to make the back for it to stick on. Okay. And then it's going to lie like that, right? So I want it to stand up like that. Okay, do this one. Do I put some chocolate sprinkles on here? I'm starting to think I should maybe put some. Yeah, but then what do I do with the vanilla ones if you don't like chocolate? Do I put chocolate sprinkles on? Do I? I'm not sure. I hate it when I'm indecisive because I'm not sure what people will go for. Things that I think, okay, no one will go for, they land up, you know, it lands up being super popular, or things that I think that would go, you know, people enjoy and stuff, then don't. Because it really is each to their own. It worked, but our Baker's bin sells everything. Yeah, it's small. It's cool. Cool. I can't really say that. Nervous. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these over. Like that. And I need, oh, sorry, my table is super, got so many things. So these are cut, right? So now we're going to put them on. So I'm going to peel just make sure your hands are clean. I'm going to peel. So now this is sticking. It's because of the weather that it's sticking, so it's going to break. So I'm going to pop these into the fridge so I can get them off. I do have extras if I need to do it again. So in the meantime, we're going to, so in the meantime, I'm going to do these because we're going to put in the, okay, so my chocolate should be pretty melted. Just mix it all in. Just try not, just make some space. I'll put the chocolate there. I've still got quite a big lump of chocolate in here. So you want your chocolate to be smooth, obviously, no lumps or anything like that. And when you dip in, I don't need this much chocolate, but for dipping purposes, I need this much chocolate. So, and then whatever's left over, I'm going to use to sprinkle on top of my cookies. Okay, while that piece is melting, I'm going to pop these out of here. So with being in the fridge, they would have hardened, but once I've put them in the chocolates and then they're at room temperature, they will be nice and soft and quite nice actually. So now, I didn't put them on a stick on purpose. I purposely didn't put them on a stick. Let's see. Yeah, I purposely did not put them on a stick. I'm just gonna put that in like that so that I can I would normally use a skewer. Just tap any excess chocolate off. You have to be, this is a lot more stable than a cake pop, just so you know. And then just twist it out. One mustache down. 5 to go. Yeah, this needs to be, I've got lumps and stuff, so I'm now getting ahead of myself. It's just I just want this chocolate to melt now. So this big blob is kind of causing issues now. I just want it to melt down. Let's try and get as much excess chocolate off as possible. Just want to close the hole up. Okay. Where is my nice thingy-majiggy? My paintbrush. Ah, I don't know where it is. Sorry, the okay. So I just twist the toothpick out and twist it so that you can get it out. And I'll just put in extra chocolate there. It will melt, it will smooth out on its own. Do we decorate this even further? I'm not sure. I feel like they're kind of okay on their own because they're mustaches. You know. I think the whole idea is to do what dads would be. How dads are and what dads are doing. Okay, so those can sit aside and harden, and then they'll be ready just now. Let me just check these prints, get them off. Still trying to decide, do I put sprinkles on, on the dad stuff? You know, maybe we put some, not colorful sprinkles, something like this, little white and oh, and they're just falling off, white and white chocolate and milk chocolate balls, just to see. If it was mom, I'd be putting glitter everywhere. For Mum's Day, I'll be putting glitter on everything, you know, flowers, and now these are just rolling off because the icing has already hardened. I should have done it straight away. Although I think this actually will be perfectly fine. Actually, yeah, let's go with the little bit of chocolate balls, and it just spruces it up a bit, blings it up in a dad way. Okay. I think dads would like this. Do you? What do you think, Saber? Is there anyone who's talking to me? Sorry, those are trying to, just going to turn them around. Okay, so now I'm going to just check, our little pieces. They should be fine now, after being in the fridge for a few minutes. Try and get them off. Otherwise, I've got to it's this weather. It's not working, that one. Let's see if we can get another one. Otherwise, I've got to pull this off first so that it's a bigger range. Good God. I have one for a customer. I have to do one for a customer and like a proper big print. And I think I'm gonna have to just put it in the what are those two? Okay. I'm gonna actually just leave it in the fridge while I'm not using it because of this. I need to get it off. Oh dear. Okay, let's try this again. So what I'm going to do now, these edible prints are actually can be such a nightmare. So I'm going to, so instead of cutting them now, I'm going to try and pull this off beforehand, so that if it's going to break, it's going to break other pieces. No. Good God. Okay, so this needs to go into the fridge too. Ah! Okay, so those are going into the fridge. Again, we will be back with something new and something else. Okay, the cupcakes will get done, I promise. Will be done. What are we doing? Are we going to leave our mustaches or not? What is the verdict? Can I have some insight to? Thanks, Saber. Tommy, do we leave the stashes on their own, or do we decorate them? I'm not sure what. If we can you hear me going, okay. Cupcakes. Where, Dad? You're a dad? Tell me, do I decorate the stashes or not? Do we just leave them good old chocolatey flavored? Okay, so I'm just going to literally drizzle this on. Like this. Because these are best like this. So I'm not going to do all the cookies at one time with the chocolate, because the chocolate will harden and dry super fast. So I do a little bit and then I put some sprinkles while it's still wet so that they stick. Oh, that one needs some more chocolate. Okay. Saber, are you wanting to make cookies now? My mom used to make about 2 batches of these kind of cookies just for my dad. My dad was crazy for his sweet things and his cookies and his biscuits with his coffee. So my mom used to make these all the time for him. And when we were kids, we used to make them a lot. And basically, other than the fact that I didn't use the cookie machine to push out the cookie to make the shape of the cookie, exactly like this, except there were never any sprinkles. We used to just do chocolate. We actually used to make cookie sandwiches, cookie chocolate sandwiches. So what I used to do, because we used to use because we used to use the machine, we used to have like these things, a long pattern. We used to call them wormies because they were long. The pattern was long, but it was one of the best patterns that we had that really came out nicely. And it used to, and we used to, so we used to make those long ones, and then we'd literally sandwich chocolate in between, and then dunk. So this is what we would do. So we'd either have this long cookie like this and just dunk it, which I can also do, you know, for this. So we dunk it like that, and then I can actually just do that as well. But what we used to do is because as kids loved the chocolate so much, we used to have these long cookies, and we used to sandwich the chocolate. We used to melt chocolate, and we used to sandwich them together like this. And those were our favorites. Little chocolate sandwich cookies. That's what we used to do as kids. But I mean, this is how I'm going to do it because they're super colorful like this and they're nice. And yeah, I think it's not too much chocolate and it's not too much sprinkles. And I think it's perfect for dunking and yeah. So the question is, so you can see the sugar cookie sticks haven't, well, no, they're not sugars. The cookie sticks for dunking haven't come out nice and you know, like nicely. So I have to think, I think I need to come up with I need to find a different recipe for cookie sticks. I don't think these are going to work. Well, it's not that they're not going to work. I think they're going to work perfectly fine. I just don't think they're going to look good. The only thing I will probably do with this is, yeah, I think I could dunk them in chocolate and sprinkles and then, you know, but it was meant to be so that we could ice them. But yeah, I'm not happy with the fact that they've lost their shape and stuff. I knew that could possibly happen. Whereas, like, obviously if I use sugar cookies, that's not going to happen. But then sugar cookies are not conducive for dunking. So who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Okay, let's try these damn things one more time. Let's get these prints off so we can put them on our cupcakes. So we're gonna go, look at that. So that's what putting them in the fridge does. So now I can get this off because it's a bigger surface area. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that upside down like that. Do this one. Does this one need to be in the fridge longer? Oh, excuse me, it's giving me nightmares because I'm having to do stuff for customers today with edible prints, and if this is what I'm doing, you know, this is just my stuff. This is not customer stuff, and for me to hassle like this with customer stuff is not going to be fun. Okay. I don't like cutting it without the plastic, but because you can see it's super soft and the heat of my fingers can start to melt it, but I need to get the plastic off. So if I'm gonna battle with it because of the reason, so now heat causes it to do this, and also moisture in the air. A super cold day is perfect, but we're talking about a sunshine cold day, not a wet cold day like we have today. And the wet cold day is causing chaos. Okay, so all I'm doing is using some vegetable fat to do not put water, and I've learnt the hard way, do not use the glue that I use for the gum paste. You don't use that either. You just use a little bit of vegetable fat to stick it down. So there's that one. Is it even? Yeah, I'll have to make sure that I do it a little bit more perfect. Okay, so there's one down. Yay! So and then we'll cut this one. Oh, just stuck that one upside down. Good thing I can move it around. I know, that's funny. I was looking at the moustache and not at the wording that says Happy Father's Day. That's hilarious. Oh, there we go. One time done. That's how it's supposed to come off. There's so many different ways that you get advised to doing it. Someone said you pull this off, you stick it down on a flat sheet of gum paste or fondant, and then you use the cookie cutter to cut it through it. But I find that lands up tearing this. So for me, it's better that you just cut it with your scissors. Make sure it's a nice clean cut. Okay. So generally in summer, I would not want to be touching this. That's why I like to cut it with the plastic on the back, because yeah, it's super thin, super fragile. Yeah, just like a scrape tears it. I battled to find some good images for Father's Day to be able to use, and these ones that like showed like a variety of dads, that kind of thing. So because not everyone's into the superhero stuff, and not everyone's into the, you know, the whoever, the Star Wars and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Okay, I'm just going to put my face back on so you can see me, that I'm not just talking, like a voice in the background. Okay, so we have coffee buns, coffee drops. So we can pop these on like that. Which I think, oh, you know what? That's going to be a problem. Oh dear, I've just realized that having these on like this is going to cause a problem because I can't close them. I won't be able to close it into the, and I didn't want to have them lying flat. Oh, I didn't want to have them lying flat. I wanted them upright like this, but they're not going to be able to go into a, oh no man. They're not going to be able to go into a, alright, yeah, I'm almost done, Saber, so have a fantastic weekend. And we'll see you next week sometime on live. I really like it like this. I think it looks nice. But I can't put them into cupcake boxes then. That's a problem. So I'm not going to be able to do it that way. Oh, that's annoying. So I'm going to have to do it like that. That's super annoying. I really wanted them up like that. But I'll do them like that. Because yeah, oh, no man. after all of that. I honestly thought it was going to work out, but for people to come collect, they need to get their stuff in a cupcake box. Not going to be able to have it standing up. That makes me sad, because I really wanted them standing up like that, and I thought it would look really, really cool. But I suppose this looks also good, I think. Yeah, I think that works as well. So, I don't like it when things don't work out the way I want it to work. Okay, so now what is last? No, that's it. So I think that's it, pretty much. I think. So let's see. So we've got our beautiful Father's Day cupcakes. We're gonna have coffee bombs, which we're gonna put in bags. We've got our stashes, which I'm not 100% sure should we decorate them or not. Maybe to match up with gold. I was thinking of what if we paint them like that? Just to give it some definition. I think that looks pretty cool. We can give Dad some gold stashes. Just to give the stash a little bit of definition, which I think actually works quite well. So we have, yeah, some stashes that are going to go into a packet. Not sure how many we'll put in there. And then obviously our cookies. I think this is going to, it's all very brown, isn't it? Besides this. Yeah, some cookies, which I think will be quite delicious. Yeah. So yeah, my cookie sticks didn't work out. So this is pretty much what we're going to end up doing. For you can buy them each they'll be in bags. But yeah, I think that's me done. Yes, me done. I think I have a good idea of what we're going to be doing for Father's Day. You have a little bit of an idea of what will be on. There will be a little bit of a surprise extra thing that comes with this, which I'll only put on once I get everything up. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for chatting, for those who stuck around and chatted. It's always so much fun to chat to people, especially from around the world. Yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. And yeah, stay safe, stay warm if you're in a cold country like us at the moment. If you're in a hot country, keep cool. And yeah, we'll chat to you next week. We will see what's up for next week. I'm not too sure at this point, but I will know by the end of the weekend. Anyway, guys, have a fantastic weekend and catch you next week sometime.